Welcome back to the Sherwood Urban Farm, and for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Bridget and I farm on my small little 800 square meter property with chickens for eggs and meat rabbits for meat, and then we also have vegetable gardens. So in today's video I would like to show you my raised beds. So I have put them in this year in the attempt to extend my gardening, my vegetable garden, so that we can be more self-sufficient. I am going to show you how I built them, how simple it is to build them, how I filled them, and then how I planted them up, and then give you a little bit of a tour of what they look like. So let's get to it. For the sides, I used corrugated roof sheeting screwed onto 100mm treated poles from the jungle gym. The tree surgeons felt some dodgy pine trees in the neighborhood, so I filled our trailer and used them as a base to fill the bed. These will degrade over time, so I expect the level to drop, but I'll top up with compost as needed. I use heat-treated pallets to close up some of the bigger holes and added hay and then wood shavings. The compost is homemade from the coop and from the compost bin, and just look at that growth. It's better than any of my in-ground beds. It was the same procedure with the L-shaped beds, but I had the roofing company cut the sheets to size for me. I didn't take the thickest sheeting, so it was easy to screw the sheets onto the poles. The roof sheeting came to 1,080 Rand, and then I paid 140 Rand for the soil mix. I needed to prune the fig trees out front, so that formed the base of these beds, and I used the heat-treated pallets wood again, hay and leaves from the white stinkwood, and then most of the seedlings are raised in the greenhouse, besides the chives and some of the lettuce. So all in all, that was really not a very expensive exercise. A few months ago I posted a video about how we built this bed, and this is my daughter's bed. We used all reclaimed things from the jungle gym that was here. I still have these big poles. I still have to find somebody to come with a chainsaw to chop them down, but it doesn't matter, it's working. And the garden is absolutely flourishing. You can see here she has blue shelled peas, which are just growing so tall. I've never had peas this tall, and they keep growing. And some of them have flopped over now because they actually need, their stems are bent, so they actually need to go up. I've got some more string. I'm going to raise them up a bit. And then we have got some carrots on this side, and here is some Swiss chard, and then we have in between all of that we've got bok choy, and of course we have to have some beetroot. This is my youngest daughter's bed. We built this also from reclaimed wood from the jungle gym. It's half rounds. They're probably about 700, half a meter high, and then I just used brandering and I screwed them all on, and here we are. This bed gets the most sun between the two beds, but then in the afternoon it gets afternoon shade, which is great. If you are new to gardening, I would really recommend raised beds, because in this way you do not really have to try and fix any kind of soil or amend soil. You get in good quality compost and you put this in and your plants just thrive. I'll show you in my other raised beds. I am astounded at the growth. They're just sprouting, and I mean, it's autumn. You wouldn't expect such growth at this time of the year with, low light levels and so on. So in this bed we've got snap peas along here. This has also got the fencing around because the rabbit also realized he can hop up into here. So he had a go at the snap peas and he mowed them down, but they came back up again, which is amazing. And then we've got some beetroot, carrots interplanted, and there's a row of frilly lettuce, some more carrots, and then here are some more kale. These are the Chaumelia, excuse my pronunciation, kale, which are the perennial ones. They grow quite tall like the ones I've got in my garden, in the main garden. isn't really much to show you here at the moment. I pulled out all the Swiss chard that was in here. These were in the front garden and they were against the wall, and in summer they just got so much sun and it just kept drying out the compost in here, so I decided to move them here to next to the shed. I have finished harvesting the radish that we have, which I had planted in here. And then the curly parsley was in from when it was still in the front garden, but they're still doing well. This one's gone, it's flowering, so I'm going to let it go to seed. And what else? And there's one little Swiss chard, but I'm waiting for some starts in the greenhouse, and then I'll fill these up. Now these beds are my pride and joy. I can't tell you how happy I am and how impressed I am with how they've turned out. It's not done yet. So I started off with this big 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter raised bed in the middle, and then I've got 2 L-shaped beds over there, and then this month I'm going to put up another 2 L-shaped beds. On the side here I have onions. These are the red onions, and then on the 4 corners is snap peas, and in and around I have Swiss chard. In the middle I've got some pansies, just to bring some color, and of course you can eat the flowers. And then on this side over here we've got some, oh shame, I have got some chives in here. They're doing okay. They were plugs which I bought, but they're not getting as much sun as they should. So when the beetroot comes out, then they will start to get some more sun. Over here is also some more chives. On this side I have more chives and onions, also a bit shaded out, as well as beetroot. And then here I did a little sort of checkerboard effort with lettuce. So I have the frilly lettuce then, and then I've got like an oak leaf dark red lettuce and more frilly lettuce, and then a Ovi red cos lettuce. And so it's sort of just have a little bit of fun. It's just that it's not just functional, but that it's pretty as well. And then on this side, this one I actually only planted up, sure, when was it? The day before yesterday. And I'd run out of compost. I had exhausted all my stores of compost with these beds. But like as you see, when I built them, at least it's only about 30 centimeters of compost, which is still a fair amount, because these ones, they're probably half the sort of area of what that one is. Yeah, these ones are half the area of that one. I think it is. But it's still a fair amount of compost, so I just had to go and get some more. And then I planted this up with, these are the, let me have a look again, which one? Yeah, Australian brown onions. So they are a long day onion. So it's going to take a long time before we get onions from here, but that's fine. And then I have planted in lettuce, rosa lettuce, which actually they started, they were volunteers in the vegetable garden. So I picked them out and put them in the greenhouse. And then these are broccoli, which I grew from cuttings. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with these broccoli. I've still got a couple of left in the greenhouse, which I'll plant in the main garden. And then in the middle here, I have Swiss chard starts, and there are some, these were also volunteer lettuce from the main garden. So I've put them in as well. And then on this side, more lettuce, this Ovi red cos, and then a regular cos lettuce. And then these are dill, and they self-seeded in the main garden, and I picked them out and put them in trays in the greenhouse until they were bigger. And so they are also doing really well. I'm going to start cooking with dill. Have never done that before. And then I have, there's these tiny little corianders. I don't think they're going to do so well. And then these are the onions that I got here are, oh yes, the Texas Grano onion down here, and then in the middle as well. So I planted the onions in the middle, so that when they're big, I will still be able, you know, to sort of reach either side. If I'd planted them along here, although it doesn't actually matter, I could have probably planted them along here. Anyways, and then here I have, this is more Swiss chard and more Swiss chard. It's that rainbow one. I got a bit carried away with sowing seeds, so I stuck them in everywhere. But the animals do love, they love the Swiss chard. So, and I like to give it to the chickens because they don't have access to the grass. So I'd rather give them that so that they don't destroy the rest of my gardens. And then I planted garlic, little cloves in here, and they have started to come up. I used the same method. I'll put a link to the video that I made for planting the garlic, which that garlic didn't come up, but it was too hot. I had chosen, I was too quick on the draw there with that garlic. So this garlic is coming up, and the other garlic I've replaced in the bed, the maid garden, is also coming up. So it's fine. We just keep planting, eh? Just keep planting. What did Nemo say? That one? Just keep swimming? We just keep planting. That's what we're going to do. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my raised bed gardens, and I trust that you will be encouraged to build your own raised beds, because these are really so affordable to build. And like I said earlier, your chances of success are so much greater because you are growing in really good compost, and you know that there's not going to be any deficiencies and so on. Where if you are growing in the ground, you might have some kind of deficiencies, or there might be something wrong with your soil, which you would have to amend over a couple of years. And then sometimes they say it's after 3 years, then it will only be up to standard, you know, that you will really start seeing great yields. It's not always the case, because I have had really great success in my new beds, which I put in the ground. But this is such a joy. It's so easy. You just come in here. You don't have to be down on your knees or anything. You just lean over. If there's some weeds, you pick out. And as you can see, the growth is phenomenal. I actually feel like replacing all my beds in the main garden with raised beds. But I probably won't do it. I am just so impressed with this though. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and you found it informative, please like and subscribe, and do share it with your friends, and don't forget the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day further.